The story of Andrew is about a couple, Andrew and Sue. And Sue is married, unfortunately, to someone called Robert. And the film is really about the conflict that Andrew feels about the fact that he's become the other man.
I think a guy who gets really hard done by with love.
A man coming to terms with what he doesn't want to become, coming to terms with his own mind about where he wants to be.
About human relationships, about love, betrayal.
It's the story of how love can fuck up your life.
A guy who has dealt with pain in the past and doesn't want to be the cause of the same pain to someone in the future.
Because in his own past he's been in a situation where his previous girlfriend had an affair and left him.
I don't want to sort of prescribe one particular meaning to it, and I think that people can take from it what they want. But you know, I think there's quite a lot going on, but really the sort of central conflict is between love and hate. And so it's kind of about, you know, which is stronger, love or hate.
In terms of the plot, Andrew's quite a sort of linear, straightforward story. What's really interesting about it is that it's much more involved with the emotional journeys of the characters. It basically tells a story of Andrew and Sue, who've been having an affair. Sue is already married, but you know, she says at the end, why is this so complicated? And you know, love can be.
Lunchtime, I'm very hungry. They're just rehearsing, so I hope we're shooting in about an hour and a bit, hour and a half, hopefully,
All right.
fingers crossed.
It's about half my size. We were liaising over what nightdress to wear. I said, so I was nice to wear what usually.
No, we can do it.
And then the bed would be the other way, like that, so with the pillows down the end, and then the bedside table to the side.
So, Alex, what Chris was going to do is sitting around with the guy there, and I don't know, I think they want a date.
So it's lunchtime on the first day of the shoot, and basically I've just finished rehearsing with the actors, and now we're having lunch. Holly's sort of setting stuff up, we're dressing the room. So basically once everyone's cleared out of the other room, we're finishing lunch and we're going to set up properly, dress the set, get all the lights set up, and then we're going to shoot everything that's in Sue's house this afternoon. Yeah. Yeah.
I decided I wanted to do a story about, basically about self-hate, which I guess in some ways is the principal theme of Andrew, really. You know, on top of the stuff I just mentioned, there's also, you know, one of the central themes in Andrew is the idea of just waking up one morning and realizing that you don't like who you are. The style, I guess, was influenced by people like Kieślowski, Wong Kar-wai, Soderbergh. It's quite kind of an eclectic range of people, and people like Kubrick as well. And what was interesting with, you know, all these directors I've mentioned and some of the other influences on the script was there was something about the way that they used music and editing, even though all their styles are very different. You know, there's something about like montage and moments in the film of just sort of characters. So you know, I put together like a list of films that I wanted people to see, and it was a fairly like long, eclectic list, and me and Polly talked through them, and you know, we mixed it up a little.
I think what we do is, and then we'll do the close-ups.
Yeah, I think like the actors have all been really great. You know, we had 5, which is a fairly sizable cast compared to some of the other stuff I've done.
They work crucially, which is the most important thing for me as well as Alex, I think, is that they work together as a 5 cast, and they're all really, really good.
Within like half an hour of arriving, we were rehearsing a scene where I had to kiss Matt, and then on the first day of filming I had to do my bedroom scenes with Chris. So I mean, you have to sort of cross certain boundaries, but it's all about being respectful to the other actor. I personally believe that sometimes it's more embarrassing to kind of pretend to be doing things, you know, like kissing somebody, than actually just doing it for real.
I can find no one's complained about, you know, any of the waiting or anything like that, and the performances are coming together really well.
Their auditions were all excellent. We were really fortunate that we they were all our first choices for the parts.
When you're on a film set, if you think that everybody is believing in the same project, that kind of generates a particular energy. And I think the communication before the first day of rehearsal was so good. There was lots of contact, lots of email, lots of discussing stuff. So I felt very involved, and I think everybody had the same experience.
Moving next door room, we just finished all the stuff in Sue's kitchen, moving into the bedroom, very behind schedule.
If you just go back to where you are to begin with, you see if he's kind of there, you see if we're kind of here, then...
Thank you very much. Do you want to have some audio for you when it's convenient?
Okay.
Sounds alright, I can hear it.
Sorry everyone, don't be sorry for walking around.
So it's 10 to 11 and we've just wrapped, which is quite a lot later than we planned. But I think the day's gone really well, everything looks amazing, performance has been good, lighting's been great, so I'm pretty happy, but I'm also very tired. It's definitely time for bed.
Filming a little bit out of sequence, which is always a bit strange, but yeah, it was great. I sort of took me a while to start crying, and then once I started crying I couldn't stop crying, so I've had continuity. I know it's not going on all day, but no, it's been good. Everyone's been really very sensitive to the kinds of scenes that we're doing.
Our first day of filming was a bit long, but it was a good day. To be honest, it was a good day in that all the team really pulled together, and this film is actually made by everyone who's working on it, not just by me or just by Alex, but everyone on this crew is having an input, and it's really showing in what we're getting. So that's really good, and we are 3.5 hours over, but you know, we're sort of getting to know lights that we've not used before, and obviously just trying to get really beautiful and compelling images, which is pretty tricky sometimes in a big white room. A big white room is what I'm trying to say.